So we have been analyzing corruption and civic virtue as per the theory of Machiavelli. We have also understood that Machiavelli was anticipating Rousseau when he said that civilization means corruption. And Machiavelli was of the view that people are those who are morally degraded and uh, they are corrupt actually are a problem for the entire state and the stability of the state. So he wanted to delve deep into the factors that fostered public spiritedness he also wanted that the private interests should be overcome. So he saw a definite link between the political psychology and political institutions. That means here we can say that the Machiavelli declared that wealth without worth leads to corruption. That is, it is a cause for corruption. This means that somebody who is earning, somebody who is gaining, and if he is adopting such means or such measures which is not moral but immoral, then this is corruption. So he saw a nexus between the luxurious habits and moral decline. So if a person is not simple but he loves luxurious life, then those people will try to gain much more than they deserve, and for this they might adopt a certain path which is not virtuous, and that is what he says, that it is the decline in the moral values of a human being. And this inclination towards the uh, 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 doing certain things which are wrong, this means that people are lacking in their spirit, especially public spirit, and which leads to downfall of a good civic life. And he was also of the view that every person within the state of Italy, especially those who are young ones, those who are adults, they must have martial spirit. That is a spirit to fight for the cause of their country. And if they do not fight for the cause of their country, then that leads to the downfall of civic liberties. That is, if the people are not very much having a concern for their own state, then that may lead to the downfall of their civic freedoms. So the princes and the rulers have to be free from corruption, otherwise they will not be able to control the bad state of affairs within a state, and for this they will have to enact laws that promotes common political liberties rather than their self interest. So the rulers and the prince must be of such a mindset that they do not give uh, um, they do not favor corruption, and they must be free from uh, self interest. That is, and therefore what Machiavelli says, that corruption means license, violence, great inequalities in wealth and power, that also leads to corruption. Lack of peace and justice, it leads to corruption. Disorderly ambition and growth, it also leads to corruption. Lawlessness is in corruption in itself. Dishonesty, and the last one, which is very important, which is said, that contempt for religion. Machiavelli has been known for his own set of standards, and he had been saying that the church, he has been actually criticizing the church for a dismal state of affairs within the entire Italy. And now when he says that those who are contempting religion are corrupt, now this is a paradox, but it is not a paradox. He, in the later course we will be discussing what did he mean. It means that subordination of public values to the private spheres, or when the public sphere was used for furthering private aims and interests. That is, private and public, there are two types of life, and the private life should not be made above the life of the entire public. That is, public life must gain weightage over the private life. And this means that people must do certain things which are good for the society first, and thereafter they should consider their own claims. So it means that the societies that were corrupt excluded the common people from playing or an active role in the government and political life. So in this way we can see that public spiritedness was necessary, and the ruler must do certain acts or must do certain things so that the liberty of the people can be protected. The common man can have a good life within the state. Now, for this he gave two basic principles. First of all, that he said that the ruler must appoint certain magistrates which have a period of office, and they must be holding office for the entire period rather than removing them too soon. And second was that the prolongation of military command, that the people who are not willing to observe the rules or regulations of the state, then the army or the military must take command, and it should be there until the people are well behaved. Now, this corruption needs certain specific measures which might be very strict, and it is might be very extraordinary, and so that the ruler or the prince must rule with certain overwhelming powers. And for this he actually believes that there must be a strong rule by the prince, and the prince must also inculcate the civic virtue in the people. What is the civic virtue? Civic virtue is in a ruler, it is the martial qualities needed to defend the state against external aggression and internal disunity. In ordinary individual, it is similar to public spiritedness and patriotism, which is necessary for ensuring freedom and deterring tyranny. That is, people must give weightage, must give primary primary must give weightage to the freedom, and must give weightage to the public spiritedness, and they must have a sense of loyalty towards their nation. Now, this brings us very close to the Machiavelli's attitude towards religion. Actually, it is said that Machiavelli was anti-religious, but he was not anti-religious. He was anti-church and he was anti-clergy, that is anti-pope, because he was of the view that church had not been very much moral, and they have been lacking in their morality because they have failed to provide moral inspiration to the people. And he considered that religion was necessary not only for every man's social life but also for the health and prosperity of the state. Why? It was important that within the state, because of the influence the religion had upon the political life in general, and because it is an indispensable part of civic life, but it was never an end in itself. The religion was never an end in itself as a political tool. Therefore, he suggests all the prince and rulers to use religion as a tool in their power struggles effectively. But very importantly, he cautions the ruler that they should use religion as a tool very cautiously and very responsibly, otherwise it might prove havoc. That is, it might be disastrous, because religion was good only when it was helpful in producing order. That is, it is helpful in bringing order in the entire society for peace. Because if there will be peace within the state, within the country, then it will become fortune as well as success to the people who are there within the city state, within the state. Sorry. So Machiavelli's attitude towards religion was strictly utilitarian. You might have understood the Bentham's theory of utility and utilitarianism. So religion here was a special force and did not have any spiritual connotation. So this means that religion is, for a ruler, religion is something else, and for a common man, religion is a must. That is, a ruler have to see religion from the point of view of utility. If the religion can be used to bring peace and prosperity within the state, then it is good and it is welcome. Otherwise, religion determined the social and ethical norms and values that governed human conduct and human actions. So Machiavelli had interest in philosophic contemplation as the highest form of human life. That human beings can be controlled by religion and religious authorities by demonstrating certain role, certain values, that those who are good, those whose behavior and conduct are good, might lead a good life in the uh, uh, next life. That is, the doctrine of rewards and punishment plays an important role by making the individual good and very much patriotic. So we can see that Machiavelli was very categorical that public spirit was crucial to the stability of the state. So one of the key determinant of public spirit was religion, and other was liberty. So religion was a coercive force which the rulers must be able to visualize, and ruler must use religion in such a manner that it helps in governing the state in a better manner, because human beings do have faith in religion, and this faith in the human beings faith in religion can be utilized in such a way to bring peace and prosperity in the state. So he was the first to look upon the religion as a coercive force, and thereby anticipating Rousseau, Edmund Burke, and Karl Marx. He was also of the view that the ruler must show that he is very much religious for the sake of his people, though internally he might not be religious. So that is why he has set two sets of morality for ruler. First is, ruler within himself might not be very much religious, but he must show it off to the people as he is very religious. So he has got two sets of role and two sets of morality, one for the people and one for himself. So there are two sets of morality, that is, one is private morality and one is public morality. So Machiavelli understands that religion can be used as a tool by the prince or by the ruler to bring good life into the state, to make the people very much virtuous, and there must be civic virtue among each and every one, and religion can play a vital role. And how to cultivate belief in religion, it was the duty of the churchmen and the church authorities. Secondly, Machiavelli's view was dominated by very good classical ideas, especially with regard to his key idea, that is virtue. Virtue, what Machiavelli meant was that masculine and warlike qualities. He was of the view that all the people who were above 18 years of age must be sent to the training camps to get military training, because by getting military training, the person or the common man will develop courage, self assertiveness, he will develop fortitude, he will have ambition, vitality, intelligence, fame, and strength, which is of course very much related to the civic virtue, and this should be fostered by religion itself. So what he means by religion is that Christianity, in fact, must be able to provide these skills or these qualities, warlike qualities and masculinity within the human beings. Unfortunately, he was criticizing religion because religion has not been able to perform these activities, and therefore he criticized Christianity because it made effeminate, that is feminine like qualities, charitable, it made religion made people weak. Religion uh, uh, encouraged renunciation, humility, lowliness, otherworldliness, asceticism, charity, and patience under injustice. So, Machiavelli was of the view that in case of any injustice, people must retaliate and they must bring laurels to their own country or own state. So, a civic religion for Machiavelli should instill fear and respect for authority and help in inculcating of military valor. Therefore, we can understand that Machiavelli had been criticizing Christianity because he retained the basic Christian values on the differences between good and evil. Christianity never tried to. So Machiavelli was of the view that people must be loyal to others, people must be good to others. Uh, he said that murdering one's co-citizens, betraying one's friend, disloyalty and irreligiousness were lack of virtue, and they were not entitled to glory. Therefore, in his book, Art for War, he teaches his fellow citizens as the importance of training in arms. For right now, we are over, and in the next lecture, we will be understanding his double standards of morality.